So yeah, obviously we work with lots of clients. We have leads come through, and I'd say one of the first questions they probably ask us is, so how much is health and safety going to cost us for our business?
Yeah, for sure. I think price is always a sensitive subject in anything, and health and safety is no different. Um, I don't think there, in terms of how that's answered, there isn't a singular answer for every business. You know, every business has a different amount of sites, a different amount of operatives, a different amount of risk, and the input that's needed from a company or business like ours depends on those factors. Um,
I think it also depends on the clients. How many sites have we been to where a client just wants the bog basic, they're happy just for a visit to have happened,
mhm.
or then you go to a site where there's real complexity, there's a challenge that they don't know how to get over, or the client's requirements are so strict or beyond most people's expectations that the subcontractors we work with then don't know how to manage and deal with that.
Yeah, and I think it's the layers of client as well, right? So, you know, there's the client, the direct client that we work for, i.e. the principal contractor, but then it's the client's client, the above that, that ultimate client. And, you know, we've stepped into the data center world recently where there is more input coming from the ultimate client and
Yeah,
there is more requirement. And it's a whole new level of complexity to try and understand because they're global companies. They don't just operate
yeah, their
in,
safety standards are sort of,
yeah, they're very different to what we would see in a traditional construction environment. And being able to adapt and understand what they are,
yeah,
again, isn't something that you'd get in your, you know, your bog basic couple of visits a month, accompanying report, Rams production slash review. You know, that lighter touch, which is still has a place,
yeah.
but they're two vastly different things, and they have vastly different financial implications.
I think it's also the type of subcontractor that come to us. And I think we've made decisions on some points, maybe not to go with a client in particular, because if they do just want that tick box, they want someone to show up and for them to essentially tick a box, then they're not improving safety and we're not adding value.
Mm.
And then even as a company, we will then go, well, where is the value? And that they probably wouldn't want to then spend the value of our site visit, and that's when they would question how much does that inspection cost
Yeah.
us each time we visit. Whereas some of our other clients will see their clients' needs as more and balance that off, and they don't want to do the right thing by their people and look after them. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it kind of goes back to the consultancy thing, right? Where you look at what different consultancies offer that provide added value, and for us, it's not always about just being there to tick box to, you know, meet your contractual obligation. It's actually about trying to a keep people safe, provide solutions to problems that you've got, as well as improvements, but also looking at um, looking at how we add value
yeah,
beyond the, you know, visit report, visit report. You know, for us, the closing out of actions is really important, and you know, we try hard to make sure that every action that we create gets closed out. Um,
a
and
lot of
then
that's because it is practical solutions. We've got people in
yeah,
our business that have lived it, breathed it, and been on the site. So we're
yeah,
not that policeman that gives you the answer that's not possible to actually put into place. We've thought about that before we even put it down as an action.
yeah, absolutely. I think um, right sizing the actions and actually just providing solutions to problems, because it's really easy to walk around construction sites and, you know, it doesn't even have to be construction sites, walk around the world, the country, the city, whatever it is, and go, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. But we actually look to provide practical solutions to the problems that we find, and how it's not, and for us as well, it's not just about trying to solve the one thing that's in front of you. It's about kind of stepping back, and this is what we do with our kind of the data that we collect on all of these site visits, is stepping back and going, right, are there trends being found? And that, for me, things like that are where you begin to add value. You know, you're stepping above and beyond the turn up, do a visit, write a report, see you in a couple of weeks or a month.
So it's kind of in conclusion that the price one is depending on the complexity of the site and the client's needs, whether that's our client or the ultimate client.
Yeah.
But equally about whether they just want that tick in the box or that added value that's going to give them that lasting impact or even that competitive edge for them. So when the questions first come through, when we well, it depends. Of course it depends, but it depends on all of those factors. And as long as we're clear with the customer that they're the factors, then hopefully they get the right product for them, even if it isn't our product.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.